Hey, Crescent Fresh. I am low tech, and you? Well, you, my friends, would be watching another video of Low Tech Plays DFK. And today, I'd like to talk about some, just strategy moving forward. Took a little hiatus here in the last week or so. Haven't been around on YouTube here. We went down to see the family, hang out with them. We do a little kind of the parents are retired, living their best life down at the beach, down on the Gulf Coast there. So we usually take about a week or so in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we sneak down to the beach and get away from the cold, hang out with the fam, have a good time. And a good times were had, and all the ice cream was eaten. It was epic. But I'm missing my DFK fam, so I wanted to come back here and let's just hang out. I want to talk strategy, kind of some of the things I'm thinking about moving forward here. None of this is necessarily advice, but it's just I'll do me, you do you. But if maybe you're kind of questioning, what should I be doing? Or you're thinking about the same kind of speculation? Maybe kind of some of the things in the video that we'll talk about today, maybe help you kind of pinpoint, hey, that's not a bad idea, or, oh, that's a horrible idea. I'm going to stay far, far away from that one. But yeah, so if you've got any commentary, always drop some comments down if you think, hey, that's a great idea, or, ooh, I wouldn't do that. Or if you've got some suggestions, we're always open to suggestions here, so definitely feel free to drop the comments. Hope you enjoy the video here today. So let's kind of get started. I and embarrassingly enough, I recorded this video earlier and totally messed it up. So we'll not go into that, but we'll sit down and record it again here. So this time, for success, we've got ourselves a tasty beverage. So cheers to everybody. I don't know if you can hear that, but cheers. So here's Tasty Beverage Town. Oh yeah. So, kind of want to cover here kind of some of the things I do kind of on a maybe not necessarily daily basis, but it's definitely kind of become part of my DFK routine. It's kind of searching for heroes, looking for things. Let me take a step back and let's preface first just kind of my basic strategy, some of the things that I've been looking at here in DFK. So one of the things I've been focused on, of course, is heroes, because heroes are going to play a big part in the game. So you can see here, this is my Serendale team of heroes that I have. You'll notice they're mainly all paladins here, but that is mainly because I want gardeners and miners on Serendale right now to take advantage of all the staked jewel that I have. Or well, I guess more importantly, let me rephrase that. Not staked, locked jade is what, look, the tasty beverage already have an effect. Oh goodness. So I want to be able to take advantage of that locked jade and get some of that early. So we've got some gardeners and we've got some miners here. So part of what my strategy is here, you'll notice here on the DFK expert in their infographics. So we'll see here that the ninjas are showing up as the best fishers. And then you'll notice Paladin is good at gardening and mining. As far as a decently priced hero, these orange guys, not necessarily the cheapest. Of course, foraging, there's nothing really good right here. It's not showing here as yet, some things haven't been updated, but the spellbow is the one to have for forager. Just right now, the prices, they're not realistic. There's still a lot of excitement and hype around those new characters, so we're going to be waiting for that to simmer down just a little bit before we go into acquiring those. But that leaves us time to pick up teams of other heroes. So ideally, I'd like to have a team of ninja fishers, which I do have now. I have a team of 6 ninjas that I am going to be leveling up, focusing on luck and agility, so that their whole professions are their livelihood, so to speak. I'm not really worried about adventuring, PvP, PvE. That's no, these guys are going to be questers. If they happen to work out as multiple, they can do both adventuring and profession questing, PvP, PvE, and questing. Excellent. Absolute bonus. And I do believe I have a couple of heroes that may actually be both. Do well for both. But I want to make sure that I have teams here. And one thing I will mention here as well, that this could be a possible, I could be kind of shooting myself in the foot here at this point. As far as the current stage of the game, starting to acquire heroes specifically for questing, or profession questing, because the dev team has stated that you're going to see a lot more XP in PvP, PvE than you see in the questing. So having heroes that aren't the best at adventuring quest, I'm just going to call PvP, PvE, those things, I'm going to refer to those as adventuring quests. And then the professions I'll refer to as professions. But I may be buying a bunch of heroes that are locked in really good at a slower way of XPing than necessarily being good at a faster way of leveling. But I want the items. I believe that I think crafting is going to be a big part of this game. A lot of RPGs, especially MMOs, that's what sucks me into an MMO. It's not the raiding, though that's part of it. I love getting together with the team and my friends and doing raids, things like that. But for me, I'll be honest, it's fishing. If an MMO has where you can sit and fish, I'm sold. I hook, line, and sinker, son. I'm all about sitting there and just fishing or crafting. Oh my gosh, running around, slaying mobs, or just gathering stuff to just sit around and. I love being the best quester or the best crafter I can be in a game. Like when I join a guild, that's what I'm known for. I'm known as the guy that might come to the raid, but he's probably going to skip the raid to fish. But if you need anything crafted, you're the one that will hit me up. So I'm really excited about those kind of aspects in DeFi Kingdoms. So being able to have people that are going to do well in profession quests, I feel that's an important factor for me. Everything is speculation and a gamble at this point, but that's the way I'm leaning here. So what I'll normally do a lot of nights or days or just all of the time is I like to go here to DFK Analytics, and in this case here I've got Paladin as the class, and I've got mining as the class, and then we'll just do a search and see what pops up. I just acquired a paladin in the video I recorded earlier. That's part of kind of what inspired to record the video, because I ran across the hero and I was like, oh, I'll just document the process of how I go through acquiring everything. So, but anyway. Let's jump back over here, and so let me flip my heroes back around for us. And then this is the hero that I just acquired. I acquired this Paladin Miner for 70 Jade. So if we scroll up here, you'll see that the next cheapest one is 99. So 99 there. This is the Paladin. Or wait, no, let's bounce it back here. These are some of the other heroes I was showing. Yeah. This is me trying to search for. There we go. So this is the Paladin that I acquired, and part of the reason I was super excited to acquire this hero, and part to do the video as well, is not only is this a Paladin Miner, which is absolutely excellent here for the mining here, but also let's scroll down here. We've got vitality bonus as the blue stat, so I like that as a paladin. Paladins are always traditionally a meat shield in the game. And they're just meant to soak up that damage, so to have even more hit points, I like that. And then let's scroll down here, and then for 70 Jade, I had an advanced ability as well, which is the Hardened Shield. So I'm just making my Paladin even more beefier. And then throw in the critical aim here as well. Wow, I can take a hit and deal it back. And then the passives here, this is kind of a gamble. I don't know how the doubles on the passive are going to work. But I kind of like it because of all the doubles that could be. We're looking at Headstrong. So that means if you're trying to whatever, I don't know how it's exactly going to work, but in my mind, your heroes are throwing up things to keep me out, and you're not going to keep me out. You're not going to shut me down. I'm going to bust through and punch you in the face. But we're a paladin, so who knows if we're going to be the most damage dealing in the game, but we're definitely going to be able to soak up those hits and hopefully be able to dish a couple out if we need to and not be stopped by anything. So this hero is a double win, because not only do I have an excellent profession hero, but I have a hero that could possibly be good at adventuring quests as well. PvP, PvE, once leveled up. It's pretty exciting for me. As well, I'll notice here it's a level 1. So this is a level 1 hero who I get to shape in any mold I want. So there's definitely pros and cons of buying a level 1 hero versus a higher level hero. Price is definitely a pro, and being able to shape the stats how I want, and hopefully they'll play out that way. Being able to use crystals as well on my heroes that I specifically intend to do adventuring or profession quests, I am using the crystals because those stats are going to add up. One thing I do want to jump over here real quick. Let me pause while I pull it up. So now this is another thing I guess this is a good thing I had to redo this video because I did not bring this up in the last video, and it's a good thing to bring up. I don't see it being brought up as much. It's probably something that most people are aware of, but newer people coming into the game, I think this isn't brought up as much as it should be. And these are your character stats and how they will level up and evolve over time. So your common basic hero, over time, they're going to have less stats than, say, a basic mythic hero or a advanced so there's factors to be thought in the balance here. So, for example, my paladin here is uncommon and a paladin also. So that means I have an uncommon advanced. So my uncommon advanced hero here is already just gonna buy the base, and this is theoretical, all in theory here. But if I had a basic hero like a warrior that was legendary, I could potentially have better stats as an uncommon paladin. And you see the scales up as we go. So, well, kind of scales up. So there we see there in my example, 226, 211. But we're hanging. We're doing better if we're a rare paladin. But you start throwing in the use of crystals as you level up, because not everybody's going to use crystals. I definitely think there are opportunities for having a sleeper hero, like you coming in with I don't necessarily know the basic common, but I think some of these advanced uncommons or advanced rares are poised to be excellent sleepers in the game, because I think and we'll see, I may be putting too much into the use of crystals, but I think if you're getting those good bonuses from the crystals as you're leveling up your heroes, you're taking the time to invest that in, you're going to show up and on the battlefield and could be easily overlooked or underestimated. So that's one of the things I am excited about, and I keep in mind when I'm looking for heroes. So I'm sure other people are doing this as well. This is not alpha, anything new. But if you're newer to the game, or if you've been looking at heroes, things like that, definitely stuff to keep in the back of your mind when you're looking through heroes. As far as would I rather have an elite uncommon, and you start factoring in the prices in here as well. And then, so I kind of like the advanced, whether I'm doing advanced uncommon and advanced rare seems to be my kind of preferred sweet spot, to be honest, as far as bang for the buck, bang for the jewel, bang for the jade, bang for the crystal. I don't know. But that's driving a lot of my philosophy as well, when I'm selecting heroes. Just because whether you're doing adventuring questing or profession questing, that it's all stat based. So the better, the more bonuses we can get to our stats as we level, the more it's going to affect positively in the game. At least that's the outcome we want to see. So this is my Sarandel team that I have here, and you can see I'm focusing mainly on questers. So I've got 2 sets of gardeners right now, and then I've yet to have a full team of miners. But I am just patiently watching here along the DFK analytics. So I'll come and every so often search and just looking for things that show up. And I was super excited to see a green 70 jewel. Well, it was jade, but the green 70 with an advanced skill. You can see the next uncommon advanced skill is double the price, more than double the price. So granted, this is a level 5, so that's another thing that's to think of. Maybe you don't want to spend the time leveling up the character, whether it's just time and the runes or stamina potions to rush that. There's all things to take in account for the strategy that you choose to use. So I've got good sets of questers here, potentially a couple good adventurers like duel, but that gets into the what can I do? I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to quest and profession at the same time, or do adventure quests like PvP, PvE, and quest. But who knows? So these heroes are gems. The other type of hero that I am looking at, along with the profession or adventuring type heroes, are the Generation 1 10 out of 10 summons. I think that these have the potential to be very good in the long game. What I'm looking at is a return of investment on these heroes. I think there's potential for really good turnaround. This is a gamble on my part. This is pure speculation. It's not advice. You do you, I'll do me. But I'm sharing my thoughts and philosophy, and I'm not at all recommending anything, but just kind of putting it out into the space. This is what I'm doing. Love any kind of feedback of what people think on what I'm doing, comparing it to what you're doing. So yeah, because it's the more we interact and share strategies, I think it's going to help the game to evolve. And then plus, we want to see more people coming into the game. So kind of doing videos where we kind of talk about some of the just what I'm thinking about. I'm not recommending anything, but this is how I'm thinking about the game. I think this is beneficial and useful to newcomers to the game. And it kind of documents where we're at in the timeline. It'll be fun in a year or two to come back and watch videos like this, and like, am I spot on? Am I hitting it, or are we just all cracking up on how bad? So because this game can be around for forever. I just know it. Let's hope. I want it to be around a long time. That's the other thing too. Without kind of getting too sappy, this is. In a way, this part of the appeal of the game that I like is this is one of the first this early days in blockchain gaming, and I like being a part of it. This is a project that I like, and it's fun to be a little part of history, and to one day talk about, yeah, I remember the early days, being an early adopter, and oh, the pain and horror stories. That but hopefully comes along with a bunch of advantages. So here we're on Crystal Vale, and in Crystal Vale, this is more where I keep the basically the non-miners or gardeners that I've purchased specifically for that task. So some of these are potatoes. I also have my ninja fishers. So and my well, I changed the graphic here, but the ninja fishers are going to be the best fishers in the game here, are very good fishers in the game, and those ninja fishers, I'm also leveling them up with the agility and luck, focusing on that. So, but some of these other guys are just potatoes. Here's my favorite potato. This is my first potato I ever acquired. Everybody, may I introduce you to Oris Moon Booster that I paid $480 US dollars for at the beginning of the year. I was so excited for Oris Moon Booster, my first hero. It's not at all the best hero that you could have, but I love my hero. I love my hero so much. Never gonna give you up. But yeah, love the name, Moon Booster. We're boosting it to the moon and beyond with our Moon Boosters. Get your moon boots, let's go. Woo! So it's my first hero, and I love it and hate it, and I'm so excited. I paid $480 for this hero. I get heroes now for on the floor. We're talking $4 at $10. Heroes are so cheap. I'm so excited to come in and scoop them up. And I think part of that excitement is because I remember these days of $480 heroes and looking at the game and being, I'm not even going to be able to buy a hero. And that was one of the major complaints of the game early in the years. I can't even afford a hero. How can I play this game? I can play it now. So silver linings to everything that's happened. Harmony hacks, the price being down, the bear market. There's upsides to everything, and I've definitely been taking advantage of this bear market to accumulate and acquire. Mr. Brown Gatherer, Mournfald Brown Gatherer. This was my second hero that I acquired. Not the best, but I was excited to have an uncommon hero. This was as the market started to drop. I saw a Knight and said, ooh, double profession, let's go. Super excited. So picked that hero up, and then we'll introduce Miss Dreamdraft, who was my third hero. And as you can see, I was progressing up based on the rarity of not really even looking at anything else on the card, just the rare. It's got to be better because it's rare, which to a degree, yes, but not always. You're going to have some lower level characters, stats, professions, classes that could line up and be better than an uncommon, rare, or legendary type hero. But I was very excited to have my first legendary, and this is the only legendary still that I have on my team. I've not went back, and part of that is just based on, we're talking about the bang for the buck. Rare is about as far as I want to go on most of my heroes, and you can scroll through and see that I do have some rares, but you know, it's uncommon and common are what's majority of my team here. So I do want to focus here on a couple. So I do have another. This is my Generation 1 1010. And we've got some good stats here. Give me just a moment while I pull up Aldrich stats here. So here's Aldrich, and we've got a Thief Pirate. It's rare. And then the thing that attracted me here is that there was a stone used in the summoning. It was a lesser, but that's still still a stone that was used along with Gaia's Tears. So we've got a lot of just baseline, out of the gate baseline bonus here for this character. And then we don't have any advanced or elite anything in the, but we do have a double. So this is gonna be a it's gonna go one where it's not gonna be just a middle ground. This is gonna be a pro, or this is gonna be a con with the double blinding winds. So it's a thief, so hopefully we can work as a thief is going to be DPS, or is going to be maybe like damage over time type of character, where we're doing debuffs or poison, something that's taking a bit of damage each time. So being able to throw on blinding winds twice, especially if these things stack, could be really interesting. And then the passives being chatterbox, which means hopefully we're less of a chance to be silenced as far as casting spells or abilities like that. And then foresight, I'm hoping that gives some, either helps to gives like a better initiative, help the hero to either go faster, or maybe gives like a bonus to like armor class, or like maybe extra points to defense, those type of things. I keep using D&D terms. But so I like this hero because the 10 out of 10s, I'm looking at them as investments. But I like this one as well because along with the investment, I've also got a potential good adventuring character as well. So the 10 out of 10s, my hope with them is, and kind of where I pulled part of this theory. So I'm not really a first-person shooter type of person, but I do have a lot of friends who are into Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, games like that. And I know that some of them have the concept of prestiging. So where you get like whether it's level 100 or whatever the max level is for your hero, or the character in your Modern Warfare, your game you're playing, you hit the max level, and then you can, what they call prestige, and from the way I understand it, you reset back to level 0, but you keep all of your stat gains that you've gained, and then you go through the whole process again and again and again. So, but I've taken that concept to DFK and said, well, what if I had a level 100 hero with 10 summons and a generation 1? So I've got 10 chances to summon extra heroes at the lower price, because the summoning is affected by the generation. So let me jump right here and I'll kind of illustrate part of what I'm talking about here. So we'll jump down. I believe that's towards the end here. Excellent. So we've got our summoning cost, and you can see the Gen 1. So your first summon as a Gen 1 starts out at 16, which is 10 cheaper than a Gen 2, and so forth. And part of my, I've got a couple lines of thought here. So the first one being, as we go further in the game, if prices increase, right now, we're 20 cents, 22 cents for jade, 19 cents for jewel. Things are nice and cheap. But what happens when we hit $1 or $5 or $10? Or what if we go back up to the all-time highs and we're hitting $20 and things like that? Look, let me refresh the Quester page here. Yeah, so I mean we're nice and low right now. So the spinning those to level, not such a big thing. But what happens when that 16 jade or that 16 crystal is $16 or $160? That's going to affect things. So having a hero that levels up the cheapest, I feel that is a draw. Also, if you've got a hero where the stats match. So if you're trying to match based on your active or your passive, or say whether you're trying to match on just appearance, whatever you're trying to match here genetics wise, if I've got 10 out of 10 summons, there's 10 chances to get what you're looking for to move forward in that search. The other thing here as well, yeah, so the other thing, let me jump back because I didn't quite finish my thought on prestiging. So the idea is that if you have a hero that's level 100, you in theory be able to use a lot of Gaia's Tears to help bonus for the next level. So like right now we've got our level 5, our level 10 heroes, and we can apply Gaia's Tears and give bonuses, just like you saw on my rare hero on Aldrich. There were bonuses because there were Gaia Tears used during the summon because the parents that summoned had those levels. So imagine if we had a level 100 and you could apply those tears to the summon, so that's where the term prestige is kind of coming. So you're not necessarily prestiging your current hero, like it wouldn't be prestiging Aldrich, but the spawn of Aldrich would come out super beefy potentially, based on RNGesus. So if the randomness is good, along with the Gaia's Tears and a high level hero, I think that's going to change. Things like this are going to change the game, and it doesn't have to be just level 100 is the max level of the game. But think about this at level 50, level 60. So as we continue through the game, I definitely think having a high level character with Generation 1 full 10 out of 10 summons that's not been used, I think that's going to be something that potentially could be very, very valuable in the late game. This is I don't think this is anything that's going to pay off too soon. But if this is something that goes on for multiple years and a long time, I could really see investments like this paying off. So definitely the 10 out of 10 summon Generation 1s, those are on my list. And then I do want to share as well, I have acquired a couple heroes just solely for the adventuring, the questing here. So let me pause and I will pull their stats up here to show. Okay, so allow me to introduce my current favorite hero. I acquired this hero last night, and I am excited. This is going to be my PvP character. Super excited. So it's an Archer Berserker. I love the name. Imni Wood Scream. In the woods. Look at those eyes, those beady eyes. And in the fog, in the woods, in the swamp there. That's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna see is those beady red eyes, and then it's the end. That's all you're gonna know. But we've got a nice, fresh level 1 character to shape the way that we want to shape for PvP or PvE for adventuring. So we're not worried about questing with this character. We're going to do some questing. We're going to get those items, but we're leveling with the intention of adventuring, with questing, not with professions. So let's jump over here. I have the stats pulled up, so you can see it's Generation 3, but it's rare. So going back to the stat bonuses that I was referring to earlier, we're going to benefit from the stat bonuses over here because we've got it's an archer, but it's rare. So if we go over here to it, rare and basic, you can see we're off to a good start there. And there's going to be other classes that, but I like it. So no stones, no extra bonuses here, but we do have a good dexterity bonus, so that's good. We want to see that there. So profession, like I said, that's fine. That's not what we're looking for, but I do like these abilities as well. So this is an epic level. It's passive, but it's Giant Slayer, and to me that says the bigger they are, the harder they fall. No idea what this is going to do in game, but excited to have an elite ability and excited to have it as a passive. The other abilities here, though, for our archer, the other abilities we've got here, we've got speed, we've got critical aim, And then we've got duelists here, so I guess if we're maybe a one-on-one, it's going to come through a little bit. But I like these active abilities. I'm very excited for this character. Love the art, love the stats. So excited to have an epic ability. That is. And then let's jump over here. I'm going to show you my other one. This is a common character. It is a thief. So maybe the thief and archer were paired well together in a group. One moment, and I'll pull up the stats. This is the hero I'm referring to. Sorry, let me click so you can see who this is. My thief. And there we go. So here's our thief archer. And we've got level 2. So we do have, but I do like the luck bonus here as well. We've got no extra bonuses, but as a thief, I like the agility and I like the luck. So it's a nice spot to have there. And then we'll scroll down here and we'll see we've got for our active, we've got an epic second wind. Along with speed, and then I don't know about these doubles. This is either going to be really nice or but I've got clear vision, so I think as far as the blind, I'm going to be really resistant to blind in these attacks, so hopefully that will help. I like the ability of being able to strike twice, or at least second wind. I will see what that does, but I like having that there along with the ability to speed up. This seems like a solid good hero for adventuring. So I've only picked up a couple heroes specifically for adventuring, mainly these two. And like I said, with the paladin, a couple other heroes that may work out well as adventurers along with the other things I've got them. So got a couple that kind of cross topics there, but overall I think I'm up to 35 heroes so far total. Exciting to be building the collection. I think we're going to keep the potatoes around. They may be valuable just to sell later on. I'm going to keep leveling them up. They're good for running the quests, just keeping the items coming in. I think those items are going to be very useful for either making food or items in the game to craft. So we're going to have armor, weapons, just speculation. It kind of looks like the route we're going. I mean, I've played a lot of RPGs and JRPGs in my day, and that's kind of the way things go in those games. The one last thing I want to talk about here, I know this video is stretching out here, I want to talk about the pets. Wow, pets. I think they're overlooked here. So my strategy on pets right now is I want to make sure I've got a combat bonus on some of the pets that I'm picking up. So you'll notice right out of the gate here, a lot of my pets, and I did pick up a couple with the rare backgrounds because, why not? I don't think it's going to apply to anything in the game, but it just makes me feel good to have a couple with the rare backgrounds. But you'll notice majority, I've got a couple of these, like this was one that I summoned out of an egg, and then both these two are both ones that I summoned. All the rest here, you'll notice the common theme of 1 star in a profession, 1 star in combat. So one of my concerns with pets and the way they could possibly work in the game is that once they've attached to a hero, I don't know if I'm going to be able to unattach them to a hero. So if I stick them to a hero, I want to make sure that they at least have a dual function, and whether I'm crafting with them or combating, I like having a little bonus to both. So I at least have the option to either increase an existing skill, like if they're already a profession forager or fisher, then I'm going to get a bonus. If they're not, I can then at least turn them into a fisher, if I understand the way the speculation on the way things have been talked about. So I've been taking advantage of the lower prices, especially with Crystal and Jade, but just picking up some of the cheaper heroes. One thing I do want to point out, so we're going to jump, I am in Crystal Vale. I do want to jump over to Serendale. We'll go to Crystal Town. Let's see here. So let me pull up my pets here. You can see I don't have as many pets, but I have found some good deals when the prices are right over here. So, for example, let me show you what I'm talking about, the prices right. So the way I search, we'll do pet catalog. Go over here. I'm going to tick for sale, tick combat, hit apply, and then that Leviathan looks so cool. So we're going to sort by price. And you can see right now, some of these are rares. It looks like somebody's looks like may have swept the floor a little bit on the Clayton Sarandale side. But you're seeing, we're looking at basically a floor of 30 jade to get the type of heroes that I've been looking. Granted, they're rare and uncommons. But now if we jump over here, and then this one thing too, they haven't really stated whether the rarity of and the heroes, the rarity does apply, but are we going to see the rarity? Is that going to affect in the pets? I don't know. But we'll do the same thing here. We're going to tick for sale and combat, apply, and then we're going to sort. Pet catalog. We're going to sort by price. And then you'll notice we're looking at a similar 34, 35, but crystal is 8 cents. Jade is 23. So that number is the same, but in the long run, these are much cheaper heroes. So definitely be aware of that. Keep that in consideration. Pets right now, I think, are overlooked as far as the meta. They're coming up in the game. They're going to be useful. I think they're worth acquiring now while they're still a bit of a sleeper. And the other thing that I'll probably because I'm starting to get a good amount of profession and combat, so I may start looking at things like taking a crafting skill. And you notice we've kind of got similar floors, but it ramps up a lot faster. But I would definitely like to be able to boost the crafting of my heroes. I don't know if this is going to be class based on the hero. I kind of feel like it may be, or maybe stat based. But I like the ability to either have a hero be a goldsmith or boost their abilities. So I think that was a good rundown. We've definitely taken a while to kind of break through everything, but that's kind of my strategy, at least as far as heroes and pets, getting ready for the adventuring, PvP, PvE. So excited about the future of DeFi Kingdoms. I'm excited to take this journey together. We're going to have so much fun as we explore the lands in DeFi Kingdoms. Right now we know of Crystal Vale and Sarandale, but more lands will be discovered throughout the mystical blockchain worlds of DeFi Kingdoms. And I'm excited to take this journey with you all. And as always, I want to thank you for sticking with us, for viewing the video. And as always, we'll see you around.